Slow and steady habit change is not sexy, but it's a lot more effective than I want it all and I want it right now, no matter the cost. Small changes stick better because they aren't intimidating. And if you do it right, you'll barely even notice these small changes, these small habits that we're building.
Yeah.
So if we have a lot of bad habits today, the last thing we need to do is remodel, change our entire life overnight. Pick one bad habit that you want to work on replacing with a good habit.
Welcome to Cut the Crap with Beth and Matt, the world's #1 no bullshit health and fitness podcast.
Are you ready to cut the crap with your diet and exercise, get strong as fuck, and build a healthy relationship with food? Then you've come to the right place.
Let's go. If you'd like to support us in the podcast, join our Patreon where you get exclusive content, which consists of monthly workouts you can do at home or at the gym, monthly challenges that are either strength, habit, or mindset based, and access to over 100 plus low-calorie, high-protein, family-friendly meals. These are all designed by a professional chef who is certified in nutrition. These recipes are already in MyFitnessPal for easy fucking tracking. New recipes are also added each week.
We believe that fitness is for everyone, so this is our way of getting you started on your health and fitness journey at a price most everyone can afford. So what the fuck are you waiting for? We'll see you in the Patreon.
Shit. All right. Here we go.
Let's fucking go. What's up, Beth?
Matt.
Nerdle alert.
Matt, nerdle alert. What did you call me earlier? Something about, I don't know. I was
negative nerdle.
Negative. I was being a negative nerdle.
What were you being a negative nerdle about, Beth?
About turning 50.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. How are you feeling about that?
Emotional.
Mm-hmm. And you told me like, shut the fuck up, essentially, when I told you to stop worrying about it, right? Because you're like, these are my fucking feelings. And
I was like, let me just be emotional about it. Okay. It's okay to not be okay, you guys. Remember that.
Yeah. Those are your feelings. Who the fuck am I to tell you to stop having those feelings?
You.
Yeah. Fuck me.
Anyway,
oh my God.
Now you actually made me feel better. So thank you.
Yay. Team Nerdle. Let's go.
Team Nerdle.
Anyway, so we're fucking almost through December already. Like, oh my God, where has this year gone?
I don't know.
I feel like I blinked and then now it's fucking almost, December is almost over. I was in Hawaii when the month switched over. So that was a real mind fuck for me. Yeah. Coming home and it's a week into December. Like, what the fuck happened? Where am I?
Right. You were in
the jet lag and everything. Yeah.
Like, reality.
Yes. And it took me like a week to adjust to that, honestly, in terms of sleep and everything too. Like the first full night back, I was like, oh my God, I got an amazing night's sleep. I'm great. I'm good. Oh, I was in for a rude awakening. It just hit me later, like 2 days later.
6-hour difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like me with Arizona. I was there for like 5 days and it came back. I was like, oh, I'm great. And then felt like I was getting sick and I was like, oh, I feel like ass.
Yeah. Yeah. Half the people that we went on the trip with ended up getting sick. Half of them tested positive for COVID, which I tested myself twice and I was negative, and I thankfully avoided whatever the fuck everybody else came down with. But I mean, everybody has been some type of sick already this year.
Yeah.
It's been going around.
'Tis the season.
'Tis the season for you to get sick. So Beth, we are wanting to talk about fucking New Year's resolutions this week. Yeah.
Fucking New Year's resolution.
It's that time of year.
Yeah, here we go.
It's that time of year. I don't necessarily love New Year's resolutions because people just do them so poorly.
That's the thing.
People just make these New Year's resolutions that are just...
You suck at New Year's resolutions.
Yeah. You say you suck at New Year's resolutions?
So you guys suck at New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, you do. Everybody, you guys suck at fucking New Year's resolutions.
I don't.
How many times have you made a New Year's resolution and gave up after a month? Most people do.
100%.
And I've got some statistics that I want to talk about here too, to kind of reaffirm this stuff. You want to hear some statistics really quickly? Around 40% of US adults set New Year's resolutions every year. Sounds about right. Mm-hmm. 59% of young adults, i.e. in the age group of 18 to 34, they have New Year's resolutions, which makes it the largest demographic that sets these goals. But here's the thing. 23% of all those people that set New Year's resolutions quit in the first week. And only 36% of those people make it past the first month. And then only 9 to 12% of people successfully keep their fucking New Year's resolutions. Wow. That is a very pathetic number, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. They probably make them like half in the bag at like midnight.
Yeah. Right. Now, there's some reasons why people are failing that I found some data about. So there's a 2014 study that said 35% of participants who failed their New Year's resolutions said they had unrealistic goals, which that's something we talk about all the time on this fucking podcast. Yeah. Unrealistic expectations and goals. Now, an additional 33% of people who failed just simply didn't keep track of their progress. They weren't measuring what the fuck they were doing. And 23% of people simply forgot about their resolutions. So if you're forgetting about your New Year's resolutions, that wasn't really an important goal for you, was it?
Didn't mean much.
And then about 1 in 10 people, so 10% of people who failed said they made too many New Year's resolutions. And this stuff sounds pretty accurate, right? Based on our experience, just working with people day to day, not even related to New Year's resolutions, just goal setting in general.
Yeah.
So we want to be able to help people set realistic New Year's resolutions. And when we're talking about New Year's resolutions, we're not doing this for a fucking month. Like we're doing this for the rest of the year, baby. We better be buckling in and be ready to work.
Right.
And be consistent.
Yeah. I'm going to say what I do for like my New Year's things. And and you can say, I started this probably like 5 or 6 years ago when I was in more of a sound mind, like a vision board. Okay. Yeah. So I have a vision board. They're like kind of like goals, but also I break down how I'm going to do those or get to that point. So I have like my main like vision for myself. And then what are we going to do to get there? Like we did last week, we sat down and we broke down like our main goals for the podcast and what are we going to do to achieve those?
Exactly. So we didn't just say like, this is what I want to do. We're developing a plan behind the goal. If you don't know what the fuck you have to do and what actions you need to take in order to achieve that goal, you're just wishing. And like, good luck with that.
I want to lose 20 pounds. Okay, perfect.
What does that tell us?
How are you going to do that?
How are you going to do it?
Right.
How are you going to measure that progress?
What steps are you going to take to get there?
I hate that goal. I want to lose 20 pounds. That tells me nothing. Right. Why do you want to lose 20 pounds? Okay, cool. So I want to lose 20 pounds. Why? Because I don't feel good. What do you mean you don't feel good? What does that mean? Well, I can't go up a flight of stairs without, losing my breath, feeling like I ran a marathon. Okay, now we're talking. So why do you want to change that? Well, because I'm 60 years old and I have grandkids that are, 2, 3, 4 years old, and I want to be able to chase them around the yard and the house without getting out of breath, and I want to be able to keep up with them. Okay, great. Now we're talking. Now we're actually setting some realistic goals here because we're getting down to the why of what we're doing. The blanket statement, like I want to lose weight, is not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to get you anywhere. If you don't have a strong why and a strong understanding of why you want to do what you want to do, you're not going to get there. Now, and this is something you and I both kind of practice with our clients and with our own goals as well. SMART goals, but let's take that a step further. And this is something that Casey Joe talks about is smarter goals, right? Our resolutions should be kind of those SMART goal methodology. So that's just an acronym. If you've worked in corporate or any type of a professional job, you've probably done fucking SMART goals every year as part of your goal setting sessions. So S stands for specific. So our goal needs to be very specific. The more specific we are about our goals, the better and more we'll be able to accomplish them no matter what method we use to accomplish those goals. Now, M stands for meaningful. Okay. So our goals need to be meaningful to us so that we'll get out there and do whatever the fuck it takes to achieve them. Like I said earlier, 26% of people forgot their New Year's resolutions. Those goals were not meaningful to them if they were just able to forget them. So your goals need to be meaningful. And the third piece is they need to be achievable. So the A stands for achievable. You need to set goals that you can actually fucking achieve. Losing 200 pounds in a year, probably not that achievable for many people. Becoming a world-renowned powerlifter in a year when you're coming off the couch is not really achievable. So we need to be realistic with that. R is relevant. Our goals need to be relevant to our life. It means that our goals should be in line with what we actually want out of life and where we're actually currently at in our life. So they should match up with our core values. If you hate doing burpees and your goal is to start doing more burpees, like why would you do that to yourself? So it's not really relevant to you and your goals. Another thing is they need to be time bound, right? So we need to ensure that we set an exact date when we plan to achieve those goals. Now that's where the SMART acronym kind of ends. And then the SMARTER acronym that we learned from Casey Joe kind of comes into play a little bit more. Then we want to evaluate and readjust those goals as we're going. Now that I got that out of the way, let's jump into this.
From that one, I have efficacy and relative.
Oh, okay. So what does that mean?
Yes, relative. So keep in mind the now, the where you want to go, basically.
Good. Okay. Now, I also looked up a statistic here for the top 3 New Year's resolutions, which they absolutely apply to kind of what we're doing. So the top 3 are exercise more. And then the second one is eat healthier. And then the third one is lose weight. Now, those 3 things in general, those are good things to be doing those things, but they don't really tell us anything. Again, those are very generic goals. So we need to dive into why, the what, the when, the how, and things like that for those things.
Yeah.
When you're setting goals with clients, like what's the process that you guys take?
Kind of the same, like writing, just like writing them down and like, what are the skills that you're going to need to, develop and achieve the goal that you want?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whether that be changing some habits, which is usually like a good start, like starting with one thing. If you want to lose fat, okay, great. What is troubling right now? Let's focus on that one thing and then, move on from there. But it's really like a process.
It is a process. It's a months long process because you're not going to change yourself overnight. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
And that's why people are failing their New Year's resolutions because they just go balls to the wall for the first week or 2 of the year, right? We see people like, I want to lose weight for my New Year's resolution. So I'm going to cut out all carbs. I'm going to do an hour of cardio every day. And then I'm going to not cheat at all for the first 30 days. And that's already right there, a recipe for disaster.
Right. It's more like, okay, what can you do right now? What are those skills that you can achieve right now to head you in the right direction that are so easy that you can't fuck them up?
Yeah. The habits that we're trying to establish, they should literally be so easy that you can't say no to them. Mm-hmm. So something that you mentioned before we got on this call was tying your shoes, putting your shoes on every morning. That's a habit, believe it or not. That's a habit that you have developed over time. That's a good habit. So something like that. You can't say no to putting your fucking shoes on. Most people can't. They need to wear shoes. So that's something that you need to do. Mm-hmm. Which is why we're such a big advocates for like going on a walk every single day, right? Because that's something that most people can do as long as you have the physical ability to do so.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I was just thinking when clients come to us, they want to lose fat, mm-hmm. But then, they're not used to this slow process, or they're like, well, I just want you to give me my calories and my It's like, no. First, we're going to figure out a few things, right? We're going to take some steps to maybe find your maintenance, right? We take these steps to head you to your goal. It just doesn't start with, here you go, you're off to the races.
Here's your calories. See you in a month. You're going to reach your goals.
Right. It doesn't work like that.
No, it does not. Because it's a marathon and not a sprint.
Mm-hmm.
The X's and O's. Everybody listening probably knows the X's and O's, but they're not doing those things, or those things aren't working for them. So so you got to figure out why the fuck they're not working for them. You've probably been making the same stupid New Year's resolutions every year, and you've probably been failing it every year. So why? It's clearly not working for you. So why the fuck are you going to continue to do the same thing?
Yeah.
Slow and steady habit change is not sexy, but it's a lot more effective than I want it all and I want it right now.
Yeah.
And no matter the cost. Okay. Small changes stick better because they aren't intimidating. And if you do it right, you'll barely even notice these small changes, these small habits that we're building.
Yeah.
So if we have a lot of bad habits today, the last thing we need to do is change our entire life overnight. Pick one bad habit that you want to work on replacing with a good habit. Right? Maybe one bad habit is every night on the way home from work, you stop by McDonald's and pick up a supersized meal. Do they even do supersized meals anymore? I don't think so.
I don't know.
But maybe that's one habit you want to work on fixing. So you're like, okay, so I don't want to stop by McDonald's every night on my way home. Maybe I'm just going to do it 1 or 2 nights a week. And the other nights of the week, I'm going to ensure that I have meals ready for me at home. So I'm going to do a little bit of meal prep for 30 minutes a week to ensure that I have meals ready for me when I get home. Yeah. You could literally meal prep your own version of a McDonald's burger if that's what you wanted to do. And you can make that a very healthy, high protein, nutritious meal too, with minimal effort, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
So pick one bad habit that you want to replace with a good habit and start working on that. Mm-hmm. Maybe you sit in an office for 10 hours a day. A lot of people do that. So you're like, okay, well, I sit down all day. I'm very sedentary. It's making me very tired. My back hurts. Everything on my body hurts because I'm not moving and I'm crouched over all day. I am going to get a walking pad and I'm going to use it once an hour for like half of the day. So that's one little habit that you could start working on right there. That's replacing that bad habit of sitting on your ass all day. And now you're moving a little bit more and you're going to start feeling better.
Yeah.
Not to make this entire episode about habits, but habits and goals and New Year's resolutions, they kind of all go hand in hand. Yeah. Something else that I see a lot too is we're putting the cart before the horse, hypothetically speaking, right? Meaning we're focusing on shit that just doesn't matter and we're neglecting the things that don't matter. And we just did an episode about this not too long ago about majoring in the minors, right? You can't out supplement a shitty diet and a shitty lifestyle, okay? It's stupid. So don't even fucking try to waste your time and energy and money doing that. So focus on the actions that produce the overwhelming amount of results that we're after. And that's really the small shit that we talk about all the time.
It's crazy how many people just still go for the supplements. Honestly, I feel like it's never going to end.
Probably not. No, I unfortunately, the supplement industry, it's a wild, wild west. They can do whatever the fuck they want. And until the government regulates them, and they're not going to because there's a lot of money to be made, we're going to continue to see bullshit like this. Especially this time of year, we're already seeing it, lots of MLMs and predatory products such as Herbalife and Optavia and Noom and Weight Watchers and all these other things targeting people very, very hard right now. Yeah. So this is a very good time of year for those business models because they promise those quick results. They do those crash diets that give you the quick weight loss, the instant gratification that you're after, but no long-term substance. Yeah. And they're just taking your money and fucking laughing all the way to the bank with it.
And everyone keeps falling for it. I honestly want to stop people from doing what I did. I spent so much money on supplements, you guys, and it didn't fucking do anything for me. Besides, actually, I took a lot of money away from my husband because I was buying a lot of shit with his money when I didn't have a fucking job. So yeah, he's a constant reminder to me about how much money that I spent on supplements that were unnecessary. Like, so, I mean, I can't even CRQ10. I can go, there's so many different things that I took that I had no idea what the fuck I was taking.
Yep.
It promised, quick results, fat loss and gut health and all this stuff that if I just would have stopped
all these wild outlandish claims,
I would have been fine.
Right. Absolutely. And that kind of goes, putting the cart before the horse kind of goes hand in hand with also thinking too much about what you need to be doing. Like, seriously, let's just fucking take action, throw some shit against the wall, see what works, what doesn't work, and what you like and what you don't like, and go from there. We see it all the time, right? Like if I recommend people go on 2 10-minute walks every day, they're like, can I just go on one walk every day? Like, that's all I can do. Then fucking do the one walk. You're overthinking it. Just the idea, get up and move your fucking ass. I want you moving your ass. Get up and walk. How
fast should I go? And what speed? And what incline? And what fucking brand of treadmill do you have? Just fucking walk, man.
Does it need to be a full moon? Does it need to be winter solstice?
Right.
Stop thinking about it and just do it.
No perfect way to walk. You just fucking move your legs.
Am I straight? Is my strike right? Is my gait right?
Like, if you fucking skip, you just walk. Okay, just do whatever you need to do. I don't care if it's crooked, freaking fast. I don't give a fuck. You can just
walk. Yeah, for sure. And another thing I want to touch on here too is that we need to enjoy what we're doing. So that's a big piece to all of these goals and New Year's resolutions and everything, is that we need to enjoy what we're doing. Yeah. And it's no wonder why people struggle with weight and fitness when they see exercise as a chore or eating as boring or choring. So the best fitness plan is one that causes the least interruption to your daily life, that adds value to your life, and that you enjoy doing. The goal isn't to add stress to our life, but we're really trying to remove stress and minimize the amount of stress that we have in our lives.
Yeah.
So we need to be making fitness fun and nutrition fun, which means eating our favorite foods and not restricting. All right. So what are some things for this year that we've seen, particularly this year, that we just need to leave in 2022? Because there's a lot of bullshit in 2022 that we should leave in 2022. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll name a couple. It's going to be inflammatory foods, which we just covered on. There are no fucking inflammatory foods. Everybody's fucking different. So stop blaming a specific food for your weight gain, inflammation, whatever. Unless you actually have an adverse reaction to that food's not going to cause inflammation in you.
So, half of you guys that are talking about inflammation don't even know what fucking inflammation is.
Yeah, that's very true. Exercise causes inflammation.
Like, what do you mean? Like, what's inflamed?
Yeah, what's inflamed? Like, which ingredient did it? How much of that ingredient did you eat to cause that inflammation? And like I just said, exercise causes inflammation. It's a positive response. Our body responds positively to that inflammation, but just saying inflammation doesn't say fucking anything. There's no substance behind it.
Mm-hmm.
None whatsoever.
I'm trying to think of what the carb thing, the carb.
God, that's just one that's never going to.
I'm seeing it again. I feel like
so they're getting clever with the carb hate is what they're doing.
The insulin stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so that is what it is. Insulin makes us fat. That's what's going around right now.
Yes. Yeah. These marketers are getting smarter, and they know that carbs aren't necessarily bad, that they're not bad. So now they're trying to put a new spin to it, and they're like, oh, it's insulin resistance that's bad, and it's carbohydrates that are causing that.
Spike your insulin, and insulin causes fat gain. I was like, well, protein spikes your insulin too. But then I was called a liar. No, that's not true, Beth. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're lying. Yeah. You don't know what you're talking about.
It doesn't spike it as much as carbohydrates, but it still fucking spikes it.
Exactly.
It still spikes it. And let's say if you are insulin resistant, that is not going to stop fat loss if you're in a calorie deficit. Get that through your head.
No, Matt, insulin. You're not able to get into a calorie deficit because of insulin.
Because of insulin. Yes, that is correct. No,
we're joking, you guys, with that.
Yes. Nothing stops fat loss if you're in a caloric deficit.
Right.
Period. It's not the carbohydrates. Something else that I would like to leave in 2022 is comparing our progress and our bodies and where we're at in our life to other people.
That's a good one.
That's one of those unrealistic things that we talked about with our goals and how our goals aren't realistic. Comparing yourself to your favorite influencer who's been doing this for 10, 15, 20 years and you're just starting is very unrealistic. And you also don't know anything about them and their life. You don't know if they're taking performance enhancing drugs to get that body. Good chance that they might be. If you're talking about fitness models and influencers and things like that. There's a fairly popular scandal right now in the carnivore world with, I think his name's Liar King, I think is what people are calling him now. So you don't know what people are doing to get the results that they're getting.
No, that's the thing.
What is comparison is the thief of joy. I think I heard that one recently, and I've heard that before, but that's just kind of ringing true in my head right now. Comparison is the thief of joy.
It really is. And I'm guilty of it.
We all are. I mean,
I think in different ways, though. Like, I don't compare like my body to anyone else's anymore. I'm past that. Like, I did that before. Of course, I did that. But now it's more like, okay, maybe it's another influencer or I hate that fucking word, though. Another creator.
Yeah, so do I.
Another coach. Okay, I'm going to say it that way. Or, looking where they are right now compared to where I am. It's, you can't. You can't.
Like I won't lie, Beth, seeing you blow up the way you are. I'm like, wow, like I'd love for my videos to be doing successful, but I know that I'm just not putting forth the effort to make sure my videos are being successful like yours are and things like that.
And I'm like, you're crushing it. I know that in other ways that you probably don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, he could exactly write champion. I'm not a good writer.
Yeah.
Admittedly. And I'm not going to say I'm not good. You don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it. It's not my thing, but you're really fucking good at it.
Thank you.
I wish I was as good as that. So that's the thing. We're wishing, like, you wish for things that you don't have, but then people are also wishing for things that you have. So, we just have to work with our strong suits
and
not
work with what you've got.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So let's do like let's do a little mock goal setting session here real quickly. If we were like a client coach relationship or something here and say, like, do you want to play the role of like a coach or a client? Let's try something new here.
I'll do client.
Okay. All right. So we're going to do a goal setting session then. So Beth, New Year's coming up, popular time of year to kind of talk about what we want to accomplish next year. So what is a goal of yours that you'd like to work on next year?
Like a strength goal, or it could be
anything. And it could be hypothetical, unless you like. Let's throw a hypothetical one out because
I don't know. Like,
something that we get all the time in our DMs or like from a client perspective.
I want to be able to do my first chin up.
Okay, amazing.
And I'd like to look really good in my bathing suit next year.
Okay, all right. So a couple of different goals there. So for the chin up, why do you want to be able to do your first chin up?
Why do I want to do my first chin up? Because it's just something that I've always wanted to do.
Why is it something you've always wanted to do?
Because I see other people doing them and I want to do them too.
What is it about those people doing those things that makes you want to do it?
They just look really strong.
Oh, so you want to be strong.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah, I want to be strong.
Okay, so we're getting to the bottom. We're getting down to the why of what you want to do, why you want to do it, right? So you want to be strong. So what does being strong mean to you?
Well, it means that when I fall, I can get up. I want to be able to run with my son. Carrying groceries inside the house without feeling like my back's going to break.
So you want to improve the quality of your life, really,
I guess so.
And just be strong in all aspects of life.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a fantastic goal. So what can you do currently? Where are you at currently with being, doing a chin up?
Well, I haven't even started.
Okay. What's your experience with strength training?
I have taken group classes. I haven't really done any strength training on my own personally.
So you've never done any like individualized programming and strength training?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So first thing what we need to do is we need to start getting you stronger and work on a custom plan for you then to accomplish that first chin up. So what we could do is we could break down that first chin up. What is it going to take to do your first chin up? Well, we know we need to have a strong upper body. So we need to have a strong back and biceps and arms. And a strong core. So we need to start working on those things. So we need to implement a strength training program to kind of focus on those things, overall strength. But also, when would you like to accomplish this goal of having that first chin up?
Well, I'm going to add to that goal because I want to do at least 5, right?
So, okay.
Yeah. So by next summer, when I feel good in my bathing suit, I want to be able to do at least 5. So let's start out obviously with 1, but I want to be able to at least 5 by the end of the summer.
Right, Beth. And I love that you said start out with at least 1, because that gives us a better short-term goal. And it also gives us a better long-term goal to kind of work towards. So we have something to keep us engaged in the meantime, but we're working towards something larger there.
Yeah.
Okay. We can start working on that first chin up now by doing some progression exercises for chin ups as well. So we can look at doing some regressions and some negatives and some dead hangs and just really building up the foundation there.
Okay.
Awesome.
So when do I get my programming?
1 month from now. No, we're going to talk about it right now.
I start right now?
Yeah, let's start right now. Well, but actually, do you want to start right now or do you want to wait till next week?
Why would I wait?
Why would you wait? I agree. That's just taking time away from the goal.
We're not waiting anymore, people. We're just starting.
Good fucking answer. Stop fucking waiting.
Stop fucking around.
I don't care what day it is that you're listening to this podcast. Do something to work towards your goals now. Don't fucking wait.
Yeah.
So this is just Beth and Matt talking now. It's no longer client coach.
Right.
So we just kind of really simply broke down a goal, and that was kind of generic and didn't have a lot of meaning and substance behind it. And we were able to break it down so it's more meaningful to us and a little bit more realistic. And now we're putting it, we're making it time bound, and we're kind of developing an action plan of getting there.
Yeah. And it got me excited.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh, I want to start doing chin ups again. Just
our role play turning into realistic goals.
Like, oh, maybe I can work on my chin ups.
I love that. So you guys can use that framework kind of for developing your own goals, at least in terms of figuring out why. Like, what is your why? So that is always a really good question. Ask yourself why, 3 to 5 times until you really get down to the bottom. Mm-hmm. And something that excites you. Like it should excite you. It should feel good when you talk about like, I'm going to do my first fucking chin up. Like that's a good feeling.
Yeah. Get pumped about your goals.
Hell yeah. It's okay to be pumped about them.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I know you talked about your vision board earlier too, and I've got my little whiteboard next to me here because I had my own goals for my business and the goals for the podcast. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what I used to kind of keep reminding myself throughout the year of what I wanted to accomplish. And most of my goals have been crossed off because I've accomplished most of them. There's one goal that for my business that I'm falling short on, but that's okay because I more than exceeded my other goals. And actually one of my goals I just crossed off and put an X through because I decided I no longer wanted to kind of go forward with that goal. So I was able to kind of reevaluate my goals as we were going, which is something that we talked about when we were establishing our smarter goals.
Yeah.
At the time, I'll say what this goal was. At the time, I was really, really intrigued by NFTs because that was all the rage this time last year. I was like, how can I implement NFTs with my business? And then after thinking about it for a couple of months and trying to figure out how it would make sense, and I just wasn't excited about the idea anymore. And I realized it was kind of a stupid fucking idea. And, I don't think anybody even
NFT anyway.
A non-fungible token. It's digital currency for crypto bullshit is what it is. So, which we all know, like how badly that's all crashing right now.
Well,
but yeah, my board serves as a constant reminder then of those goals. Now our podcast goals, you and I kind of went over those already too. And most of those goals have been met with the podcast. I would say we didn't really set goals for the podcast collectively last year. We did this year. What's that?
It was pretty new.
It was very new for us when we did starting the podcast.
We really broke it down this time.
We did.
They're like big ass goals.
Big ass goals. So we've got
like flappy in the face. Holy shit. Like Matt was like, wait a second. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, are you sure, Beth? That is a big fucking goal. And you're like, shoot for the fucking stars, Matt. Like, what the fuck? Stop selling yourselves short.
And I was all pumped.
But here's the thing. We know that we can accomplish those things.
That's the thing. And it's
we know by sitting down and having a plan and holding each other accountable to this stuff, that we're going to accomplish those things. And that word right there, accountability, is actually really fucking important when it comes to reaching your health and fitness goals. There's so much evidence to show that when people have a support system or somebody to hold them accountable, that they're more successful. Yeah. That can be in the form of like you and I working together, having the podcast together. You hold me accountable. I hold you accountable. I don't know how many times you message me and be like, hey, we got to do this, got to do this, got to do this. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll do it, and vice versa. Yeah. So accountability can come in many forms. It can come in forms of friends. It can come in form of like Facebook groups, which you and I both have free Facebook groups. Mm-hmm. It can be paid coaching, somebody you pay to hold you accountable and check in with you. And there's so many ways that you can have that accountability and support system in place.
Yeah.
I would love to talk about some more things that we need to leave behind in 2022. And one of them that I'm thinking of is negative self-talk. Negative self-talk. Like, I would love it if people could stop just treating themselves like an asshole, talking to themselves like they're an asshole.
Yeah.
Because you're not an asshole. You're not an asshole because you went over your calories. You didn't fuck up because you went over your calories or because you missed a workout. You're a human because you did those things. Mm-hmm. And guess what? We're all fucking humans and none of us are perfect.
Yep.
How you talk to yourself matters.
It really does.
That can be a big reason why you don't, because you're destroying your own confidence.
Thoughts become things. Choose the good ones.
Exactly. So self-affirmations and things like that are really powerful there.
Mm-hmm. I think leave the expectations of others too. I feel like we try to please others and do things because we think other people want us to do them, but you need to do this shit for yourself. Fuck what anyone else wants you to do. It's not about that. It's about you. Yeah. You know what? Last week, a Facebook friend of mine, I don't really know her very well, but so she's been going through her own sobriety journey, and she posted like a little meme or something about how people are calling her selfish because she wanted to get sober for herself and not for her children. She's like, no, I needed to get sober for myself. If I was doing it for my children, I agree with her. I agree with her 100%. You need to be doing it for yourself. Like, we need to have a life outside of our children. And yes, we definitely want to set good examples for our kids and we want to be healthy for our kids and everything like that. But if you're not doing it for yourself, what's the motivating factor there? And who are other people to tell her who should she?
It really pissed me off, but because I didn't.
This is what I don't understand about people. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
so you're gonna ridicule somebody for why they decided to get fucking sober?
Give me a break.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But you do need to be doing this for yourself. Is where we were going with this. So
exactly.
Absolutely. Families are great motivating factors. Absolutely. But it needs to be for yourself because you just want to improve the quality of your life. If you don't want to be healthy, then you're not going to be healthy. At some point, the pain of fucking remaining the same is going to be greater than the change, the pain that comes with change. And that's when you're going to finally change.
You got to do it for you so you can be a better person for other people first.
Right. Yeah.
You before anything. I'm sorry.
I agree. That is not selfish. Self-care is not selfish. Self-care is self-preservation. Mm-hmm. That's one of the key concepts that we teach in our group coaching, because that's the reason why a lot of people don't fucking succeed or do things for themselves, especially people that have kids and a busy work life, which that's most fucking people, right? They feel guilty for taking time for themselves because society makes them feel guilty for doing stuff for themselves. And that's fucking horseshit.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. You've got to take care of yourself.
You have to.
So all these goals that you're thinking about right now, they need to be done for you and yourself. Other people can be involved with them. Absolutely. Other people can be a motivating factor for you. But at the end of the day, if you're not doing this for yourself, you're in it for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm. And don't let anyone stop you.
Don't let anyone stop you.
People are going to want to stop you, whether they think so or not. Some people don't want you to see you succeed. So they're going to do things make it harder for you.
We were just talking about that before this episode too, right? People want to see you do well.
Mm-hmm.
People want to see you do well, but they don't want to see you do better than them.
Yeah.
That's the thing. People will be your biggest supporters and cheerleaders. Now, I'm not saying people and like everybody, but there's some people out there that will act like they want you to do well, and they do. They have good intentions until you start doing better than themselves. Then you start seeing the negatives from them, and you start seeing their toxic behaviors and attitudes.
Mm-hmm. It's quite interesting.
It is very interesting. Human psychology and human behavior. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. That's been something that you and I have both been learning a lot about this past year, right?
Yeah.
Is the mindset side of things and what fucking drives people and what motivates people. Like, it's so fascinating.
In fact, we're going to be bringing a few guests on here throughout the next year who we're going to be talking about more mindset and more habits, which I'm super excited about because we all need to hear more about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, we are really diversifying the type of guests that we're getting on the podcast, and it's very fucking exciting.
Oh.
Like, this podcast is going to be the one-stop shop to help you reach your health and fitness goals.
It will be, right?
Not to brag or anything, but we are very excited about it.
Beep, beep.
But you know what? We can fucking brag if we want to, though. Like, we can be proud of our accomplishments.
Actually, so let's congratulate ourselves for this year. Since
Beth.
A new year, we crushed the year of our fucking podcast. By the way, thank you guys for all your support for this crushing new year of Cut the Crap.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, our first full year as Cut the Crap podcast. So we've been doing this about a year and 4 or 5 months now. So it's like 16 months. Crazy, right?
Dang.
I don't know what episode number this is going to be, probably like 67 or 68 or something. So, because this is going to be conveniently coming out like the day before New Year's or something like that. So whatever that Friday falls on, it's the Friday, the December 30th. So perfect timing for this podcast. Is there anything else about New Year's resolutions we want to cover on? I mean, so if you didn't listen to last year's New Year's resolutions episode, definitely go back and listen to that one. That's episode number, I think, 15 for Cut the Crap podcast.
I think it's called Fuck Your Resolutions.
It is probably called Fuck Your New Year's Resolutions, which this one might be too. So fuck your New Year's resolutions again.
Right. Yep.
With these 2 episodes, you should be well on your way for setting yourself up for success.
Yeah.
Now, Beth, are you, from a coaching perspective, like, do you have group coaching starting up, or are you doing any promotions for one-on-one coaching or anything?
I am actually doing, this will probably be after this podcast, but I'm doing a 50th birthday giveaway for 6 months of one-on-one coaching that they'll be able to transfer into group coaching. So it's a 2-year basically giveaway of coaching.
That's amazing.
So yeah. And then I'm giving away Beth Rocco fitness mugs and protein powder, just, because it's my fucking birthday.
Yeah. Why the fuck not? Cool. Yeah. I love it. And myself, we are starting up group coaching, a new round January 2nd for our mindful eating program. And then, of course, one-on-one coaching, we're always taking on new clients. We're just not running specials or promotions or anything for because I try not to buy into the hype of New Year's resolutions that the fitness industry thrives on, because it's a big moneymaker for everybody, but I'm not going to be discounting services. I'm not going to be running any promotions or anything like that, other than the fact that group coaching is conveniently starting at the new year.
Yeah, I don't think my next round starts till February.
Gotcha.
So a little bit, yeah.
Because we do ours about every 6 to 8 weeks. We start a new round, and we have our one round of group coaching clients is ending on December 20th. So that gives us about a week and a half or 2 weeks off between the next round. So your birthday? That's your birthday? December 20th?
Yeah.
Nerdle.
Birthday.
Awesome. Okay. Well, guys, I hope that you've all been able to make some progress towards your health and fitness goals this year. And I hope that we've been able to help you with that.
Yes.
If we have been able to help you, let us know. Send us a DM and let us know how we have helped you with this podcast, with our content, whatever it is.
Yes.
But also, let's take this a step further. When you're listening to this podcast and you're working on your own goals for the year, send us a message. Let us know what your goals are.
Oh, yeah.
We would love to hear what your goals are. And that can be a form of that accountability for you.
Maybe some action steps.
Not
just like, here's my goal. I want to see you break it down.
Yes. Send us your goals with actions that you're going to take, following the framework and the scenario that we did earlier with asking yourself why, and the smarter framework.
Mm-hmm.
So send those our way, and we'll be happy to fucking hype you up along the way. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Team Nerdle out.
Team Nerdle be. I don't even know what I was going to say.
Hope you enjoyed this episode, so why not share with a friend who needs to hear it? Send us a DM on Instagram or email us at cutthecrappod@gmail.com and join our Patreon at patreon.com/cutthecrappodcast. As always, we appreciate you and thanks for being here.